have to then look at, those things in depth. Like you have to look, okay, how can I, how can I improve the VSL, or what kind of, sales page do I create, and how do I, what kind of buttons or what kind of flow I use for the checkout. And so all of those things are coming afterwards. And they basically, like, when you have something that you have tested and you have validated numbers, then it's worth dig very deep and say, okay, how can we improve this and improve that? So basically what these guys are doing, they do the same thing. Like, for example, Agora Financial, there were two guys, and they said, like, pretty much the way how they do it, they throw in the page, they drive ton of traffic to it, they test it, and then they improve it. Like, nobody goes like, okay, I'm going to create this perfect VSL, or I'm going to create this perfect sales page, and it's just going to blow up immediately. It's not going to happen. Like, it's very rarely when it happens.
Yeah.
Like, probably if you hire 30 or 50 grand copywriter, then probably you can hope that it's going to happen. But even with those guys, they make mistakes. Like, if you like, Harlan Kilstein was in the room as well, right? And his page is horrible, man. Like, he tries to sell in the keto niche, and like, oh my god, like, there is so much that needs to be changed. Like, literally, like, you look at that page and you see, well, how these guys, like, he's not going to be able to sell on cold traffic ever, like, if he's not improving. So it needs to be two form. And what I will walk you through real quick right now is these 18 proven control beaters. They are basically the top of the list. Like, if you get them right, you basically have the conversions right out of the gate, right?
Nice.
And if you get them wrong, yeah.
So I just want to check that I didn't want to interrupt. Are you recording this?
No, I'm not.
Might be good if we could do that, just to refer back to it later, if that's okay.
All right, yeah, sure. Let me just get where the fucking recording is.
Yeah, they've changed it all.
Yeah, it's the meeting. So all right, so I think I found it.
Cool.
All right, so let me record it now.
This conference will now be recorded.
All right, great. So these are basically the things that Justin shared in the first day. And in the first day, basically, he knocked out all of these things that are usually proven winners. And so if we start with the first one, and this actually comes from Chris Haddad. So, on the OTO page, you usually have these, and don't look at these double clicks or whatever. I just threw this on the keynote. So essentially, what this is, it's when you have a no thank you link on the OTO page, you, instead of redirecting them automatically to somewhere else, you actually display them the pop-up and say, hey, are you sure you want to just lose this offer for forever? And I think this is like fucking brilliant trick. It just really is, because if it's like how usually people, especially those who have limited budget, they go through the funnel and they think, hey, I will buy this later, or I don't need it, or I don't have time to pay attention to this, whatever the reason is. And so they when they go to the funnel, they just look, no thank you, no thank you, no thank you, until they get to the bottom, especially if they are already buyers who know how this shit works, right? Sure. Like if they have bought a couple of things online. But when this is presented, and this was on some Paleo page or something, when this is presented, then this is boom, automatically you get just, hey, are you sure? And it basically stops people. Nice. And like this thing increases conversion every single time. Like it just doesn't matter on which offer you put it.
Did they mention if you have, say, a sequence of upsells and downsells? Obviously you've got front end upsell 1, upsell 2, downsell. Again, you don't want to get people into upsell downsell hell, but then if you add this into the mix as well, that's even more stuff they've got to click through to get through. Did they talk about that at all?
Yes. So entire, like, and this is basically validated by everyone in the room, is that the most important upsell is the first upsell. Yeah. Like it's basically, it's the most important upsell. So you would do you would do this probably on the first upsell. You wouldn't probably do it on every single one of them.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
So basically when people see after the sales page, they see the first offer, that's where you want to basically do it. And there is a lot of iterations you can do with this. It's not just about, you can actually present a sort of a downsell on the same page. So for example, this pop-up might be not actually, the reconfirmation of the same OTO, but you can offer, for example, two different things. You can say, hey, well, I have offered you, this one-time thing for $67, but, if you are on limited budget, whatever, you can get it for $17 per month or something, right?
Yeah.
Bottom line is that the flow that goes through the funnel is the most important piece in terms of, how, like, if you send people to your sales page, they buy from you, this is the best moment to sell them. And so, you have to maximize that momentum.
Yeah.
Like, this is what these guys are doing. They have, afterwards, they have lists, they email them, they share, they promote other people's shit and all kinds of different things. But the most important thing that they focus on is optimizing these particular elements. So this is the one you can implement immediately on your funnel, right out of gate. Like not even split testing, not even thinking about it. Automatically you have the exit offer. So if someone tries to leave the page, or if someone tries to, hit the no thank you button, you want to definitely reconfirm that they understand what they are losing.
So I guess there you could also offer them a split pay version of
something. Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, exactly. You can say, hey, you don't have 67 or 97 or 197, whatever the offer is. I'm going to offer you 3 times whatever special. It really doesn't matter. Like initially, you can actually test this in multiple ways afterwards. Like you can first test it just as it is. Like for example, when you have an upsell, you can say something like, hey, when they press the no thank you link or they try to leave the page, you present this pop-up and you say, hey, you must confirm that you don't want this offer at all. Right? And you just offer the same price, and you see how many of people are actually taking the same thing that they thought they don't need. Now, because of this pop-up, they are taking it. And then you can see what's the average order value is. Because at the end of the day, it all will be about the numbers game, there is no emotion to it. It's just, hey, pure numbers, okay, does this work or not? And if it's not, then what works? But essentially, this is what you can do immediately, like from the day one.
Correct.
I personally, for my all offers, like the funnel that I'm optimizing right now in the BizUp niche, which is what I launched this summer, and I launched it internally, but now I want to do it for the cold traffic. I will do exactly this. Like I will just say, hey, you must confirm that you don't want this, right?
Yeah.
So that's number one. Number two, video only upsell OTO one. So, and this basically for me it goes without a question. Actually, I still can't believe when I saw most of those guys are doing long form upsell pages, and I'm like, what the fuck, guys? Like, it's just like stupid, because like if you like, and this is interesting, like kind of we have different opinions. Justin thinks it's worth it, but I don't, I think that, and a lot of people realize that at the end of the day, if you have less information is better, because it forces people to stick longer. So you show them the page, which basically is just the video, the upsell page, just the video, and then you show the no thank you link at the bottom, whatever, and obviously the buy thing, the order form, right?
Are they having the timed button to pop, or was it there the whole time?
They don't use the time button. They don't have the timer there, but you can definitely use it.
Yeah.
Those, but essentially you can design your OTO page OTO one page, you can basically design it immediately with the VSL and not bother to write the whole thing, at least at the beginning. And then you can split test that later, maybe, because every single market is going to be different anyway.
Sure.
But, the VSL is going to, like what he's saying, VSL beats every single time. Like the point that he was making is that a lot of guys had only text OTO, right? So only text. And he says the first thing you should do always is to add the VSL on the top of it. And the average length of the VSL should be above, basically between 14 to 20 minutes. A lot of people are hurry and they try to, they think who is going to listen to 15-minute VSL. Well, in reality it sells. In reality the numbers proves otherwise. And you have to though remember, and this is one distinction that I saw, pretty much everybody in the room is selling to baby boomers.
Yeah.
So and this is very interesting, because and this is good lesson instantly, because essentially the average, the guy that I was sitting with for most of the time, he has $24 million business now per year, and he doubled that within last 12 or 18 months. He doubled it.
Wow.
He had like 12 million consistently. And I talked with him a lot, and basically we had a similar views on conversion stuff and improvements. Like we said, like 2.5 days we were just basically together all the time.
Nice.
And that guy, what I was going to say, what was my point? I lost my point.
24 million he was doing.
Yeah. So going back to the market, all of his average avatar is basically 60 years old, 58, 60 years.
Okay.
Right. And if you think about also the Patriot Power Greens, which is the Justin's offer that he took to 23 million in 2 years, it's also in the baby boomers market.
Yeah.
So this is very important to remember that, because when designing the product, I don't know, do you know First Form?
First Form?
Yeah, company First Form.
No, I don't.
The podcast is called Motherfucker CEO. Have you heard of it?
No, I haven't.
It's the most popular business podcast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's the guy behind it, Andy Frisella. He's selling supplements, and he has a $200 million business per year now.
Wow.
But he's not using direct response at all. He's using just e-commerce. And that is, why? Because his market is younger people. So, and this is something that I realized myself, like this guy, if you go to First Form, it's called First Form, so 1ST and then Form, PHOORM or something like that. You will find it online.
Okay, right.
If you go to that one, you will see that it's pure e-commerce store.
Okay.
Right, and if you listen to his podcast, he gains most of his market from the podcast and Instagram. So this is younger market, So it's very important that when you build this stuff out, you are very clear about the market itself, about the avatar itself.
Yeah, exactly. That's one of the things.
Because otherwise,
sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, go on.
I was just going to say that, talking to Chris, he gave me all the demographics and the stats from the Venus Factor, which is a similar audience as mine. And it was great. The sweet spot was like 50 and above age-wise. So one of the things that I'd always planned on doing was taking the Goddess Method product, but then I've also got all the domains, Goddess after 30, Goddess after 40, Goddess after 50, Goddess after 60. And then as we get the demographics, we could division it out and target specifically, the main age groups to speak better to the audience.
I would be very careful with those domain distinctions, because people don't want to be called out like that. So you probably want to go with just one domain and then just segment it based on pages, because it doesn't really matter. Like some guys had like the one guy who is the most successful right now, who wasn't actually in the room, but everybody knew him. It's his pen name, I guess, or the face of the business is Dr. Gandhi. And he is basically doing 200 million this year, I think. And that guy, like, if you look at it, he has like 160 split tested versions of his funnel.
Wow.
160. What the fuck, man? That's a lot of pages.
Yeah.
That's a serious shit. So bottom line is this. The takeaway from the second slide is that, VSL OTO, and now you have a combination VSL OTO with the exit pop, which we talked about already, right?
Yes, exactly. And it's always fun seeing this because with the Paleo Suites offer, before I was with Giselle, I actually dated Kelsey for a little while here in San Diego.
All right.
Yeah, so it was kind of fun. She was living with a friend.
Cool. Yeah, she actually Justin rewrote the whole thing for her.
Yeah, I saw his video on all the split tests for that. So it was interesting. I just remember that she was the most expensive dinner date I've ever been on in my life. $300 for a first night dinner. I'm like, I'm not going out with you again.
Yeah. That's cool. All right, so checkout pages. This is obviously the example of Patriot Power Greens. So the order form needs to be like, basically he's the favorite of this layout. So you have the products on the left, and you have the order form on the right. And the main point is that the order form is above. Like once you move it above, conversions improves. Important thing also to note, all of those guys are optimizing for mobile like crazy. Like they are really serious about it. They develop like when I talk to them, and I have done a lot of for mobile, like when I developed my instant e-com store platform, I actually bought the Baymart Institute study on mobile, which is the biggest study in the world in terms of checkouts and all of that stuff. And I went through the like 400 pages analysis in depth. Like I implemented a bunch of stuff in my e-commerce platform. So I showed them that, and I said, hey, this is something you definitely want to check out because it will help you to improve the user experience. And as you improve the user experience, especially for the older people, that's actually improving the results, and it's improving the conversions.
Yeah.
But the just a quick thing is that you want to move it up. So make sure the order form is clean and it moves up. And basically you can go to Patriot, Power Greens sales page, and you can see this,
Great.
Credibility bomb, 21% boost. This was for the free plus shipping offer. So if you are going to do the free plus shipping offer, this is for Jason Capital. He's some kind of, like personal development shit or something like that. But essentially, like this guy has ton of sort of credibility. And initially when he was launching this VSL, he was just, hey, Jason Capital here from the pool, and nobody knows who the fuck he is. When in reality, he has all the features in all the magazines and outlets and whatnot. And so what Justin did, he created a 30-second sort of pre-video trailer sort of, which basically gives the credibility, just explains who the fuck this guy is.
Yeah.
And it's just like a normal introduction when you do a webinar. If you don't do a proper introduction, you basically are bombing the sales immediately. And this is essentially what a lot of people do in the webinar space. And I hate this when I see this, like when they do the introduction, they say something like, hey, tonight we have a great guest, Peter Gertie, on the call. And nobody knows who the fuck I am. So this guy didn't spend a minute even tell me who the fuck this guy is. And so, you can't do this. And the same is with sales pages. The same is with, everything. even if in the weight loss market, if you are using some doctor or something that is featured there, then make sure the credibility is visible. His credibility is visible. And so that's important, because otherwise nobody will listen to your VSL, and there are lots of examples. The Dr. Gandhi is probably the best one. I will later on send you, I don't have a link here, but I will send you later. If you sign up for the Newsmax email list, you will basically get a bunch of those offers in your inbox every single day.
Right.
And so you will see basically all of them.
Cool. And then I think, does Newsmax have several different sub lists you can sign up for, or is it just like one main one?
I think when I was researching that, this is, by the way, they didn't tell to do that. I just doing it myself prior to the event. So I just went to the Newsmax and I looked at some health site and signed up there, and that's it. I think they have multiple segments.
Yeah, I think I went. I went to do that a couple of weeks back, and the sign up wasn't working. So I emailed them, and I need to go back and see if they fixed it yet. Yeah. Yeah,
and another one which you can basically sign up for is bottomlineinc.com. There's a bunch of direct publications like Bottom Line Health. You can, for example, subscribe to that, and they will send stuff through post to you.
Okay.
But it will actually give you a great idea of the packaging. It will give you a great idea of JV partnerships, like a bunch of different stuff, that you can continually sort of research and basically get on,
Yeah, great.
So that's one thing. Let's move forward. This is kind of so this is basically what we talked about. Is essentially a lot of people are trying to build a lot of fancy pages, but when you are targeting a baby boomer market, so 50 plus or 45 plus, they don't give a shit about it. And essentially, as you can see here, the plain old red plus black sort of sales page beat the control by 27%.
Wow, that's big.
And for example, a lot of people spend a lot of time on designing the pages and doing all kinds of different shiny stuff, when in reality none of that matters.
Yeah.
Right? None of that matters, right?
And on these,
so it's
sorry,
go on.
Just going to say, on these pages where it all has these hyperlinks for controls and sales pages, you can send me these links.
Yeah,
Perfect.
Definitely.
Thanks, Peter.
I can't click them now because I can't switch it in my screen right now from Chrome to this.
Sure.
But I will email you those. Yeah.
Fantastic. Thanks.
All right. So let's move forward. All right. So this is actually pretty cool, and I will show you. Like when we stop for this one, this is actually Kelly Felix offer.
Oh, okay.
So, Kelly Felix is running the Credit Secrets infomercial now, and he's doing really well with it.
I connected him with Justin. They're maybe going to work together.
Oh, cool, yeah. So, essentially, he has an awesome downsell there. And the downsell is basically when people try to buy this shit and they don't don't have money or they want to exit, it offers them, kind of not just this discount, but let me actually switch right now to my Evernote. So you should see my Evernote now. So this is the offer. I went through this myself, and so I took the screenshots.
Nice.
Discount code is applied immediately, but that's not the thing. Yeah, so essentially, no thank you discount link. So on the upgrade. So this is the upgrade offer, right? And when you say no thank you to that, it gives you the pop-up, but it gives you the pop-up with a twist. And obviously, this is in this particular market super effective. It says, wait, you may qualify for the hardship discount. We want our meter to help as many people as possible out of your hardship situation. If so, you may qualify for discount. Enter your reason for hardship below and click apply. And basically, you can type in any kind of shit in there, click apply, and you automatically are presented with the discount. But the difference is that you are now committed to it.
Nice.
You know?
Okay, yeah.
And so you basically get the same page right away, but it's just essentially, you know, with the cheaper price.
Nice.
And so it's very, very powerful. Essentially, Kelly Felix's funnel is probably the best funnel to emulate. Like, he has polished pretty much everything, and this is Justin's words, not my words. Like, he have polished pretty much everything. And as you see, I bought the shit because you see my name here.
Yeah.
Like, I went through the funnel, I bought it, and I went through it, and I checked every single detail and took notes of it because it's just really, really good.
Nice.
It's really, really good.
Yeah, Kelly's partnered with JD Bolt on this one, and yeah, they've been doing insane numbers with their. They had, I think last year they've got an infomercial running on TV, and at some point they were doing more income than Beachbody. Their infomercial was doing better than Beachbody. So yeah, they're doing serious numbers.
Yeah, Justin said that they are doing like 4 million per month or something.
Yeah, I think they were. They had to partner with somebody just to handle the merchant accounts, because that was the biggest problem, just getting enough processing to be able to deal with it.
Yeah, they don't accept American Express still. They have issues.
Huh.
Yeah, they have the system really dialed in terms of conversions, but obviously you run into different problems afterwards.
Yeah.
So like all the merchants and stuff, right? Exit pop-up on discount pages as well, on checkout pages. Like, this one is really, really powerful. So when you leave the checkout, you can, you know, offer all kinds of different things, you know. Like in this case, free ship unlocked. You basically activate it and you get it automatically cheaper, you know.
Nice.
So it's again one hack or one proven method how to improve conversions right out of the gate. Because what you can, Steven, do with these is that you can start with these, you know. Like, instead of like trying to build something and trying to test, you know, from zero, you essentially implement all of these, and out of the gate you will have a higher conversions. It doesn't matter even how good your VSL is and stuff like that, you know.
Yeah, all this stuff just compounds.
Yeah. Bump. Basically, bump sell. It's this little thing in the checkout. So bump offers, and we talked about this. And there were a couple of people that had issues with it, and the point being is that bumps needs to be really congruent with the main offer and needs to complement it. If you give, for example, a free book, you have to do audiobook or something, right? Or speedier, like this one is really great, speedier shipping. I think this is awesome, you know. Or warranty, extra warranty, but it really depends on what kind of product you're selling, you know. Or it's very important to make it congruent, because a lot of people are just dumping some shit on the page, and it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I know Beachbody did that a while back. They offered an extended warranty on the physical DVDs that were shipping out, and they made like a big bump in the AOV because of that.
Yeah. So again, it's a little thing, and let me check what actually Kelly did on that. So he had the bump. He said, "Enjoy listening to the all-new Credit Secret audiobook." You see, audiobook, $12.95. Add into your order. So it's a simple thing. It's like in the context of the entire offer, it's really not that big of a deal. You know, but yeah, it's powerful. When you move 4,000 orders per day, it's very powerful. Right? It's extra 10 grand or something, you know?
Yeah.
All right. So longer videos for the OTO. So this is here's the split test that he did. This I think was with Kelsey's actually offer. I think so. So 2 minute 45, 6 minute, 14 minute, and You see the conversion difference. It's a 39% boost, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah, for sure.
And then getting the right offer on OTO also makes a difference, you know. So a lot of people try to, like in your case, when you sell supplements, it's just about the best offer is pretty much 100% of the time is the same thing, just more of it.
Yeah.
And I also, you know, I also shared with them my vertical funnel, which I was running a long time ago in the IM space. And I was like, I told them, you know, there was one guy who really was I think he will make so much money from that event, because like his return on investment in traffic was basically 6 months later.
Oh, wow.
Wow. So, and he had pretty much dialed in numbers. So he actually was profitable and all was good, but the cycle was so incredibly long. And with the things that I shared with him about the vertical funnel, and I also shared about cutting off the subscriptions, because essentially he has calculated that his average subscription is 4.5 months. And he knows the number, and I say, why don't you take that money up front and just forget about the subscriptions, right? But he never thought about it before. Like, and so he was like focusing, I have subscriptions, but those are not lifetime subscriptions. So you don't want to, like, you don't need them, right? Instead, you take the money up front and you have more cash to scale. And so in this case as well, you know, figuring out the perfect offer is the key, you know, it's very the key. And you see how actually the thing is here, if you look at this, it's the same thing. It's 5 bottles in all of those cases. It's just presented differently. And look at the difference in conversions: 11.2%, 3.1, and 42.3.
Yeah, that's a big.
And it's the same offer. It's exactly the same offer. It's just differently presented. That's it. So these little things make essentially huge difference. So double-sized bottles is what you want to offer essentially. Double-sized bottle, and you know, you actually don't have to. You don't have to, you know, actually produce a double-sized bottle. You just ship them too.
Yeah, of course.
But you display as a double-sized bottle, and that's it. And that made the whole difference in the particular case.
Nice.
A long copy on free plus shipping offers, 10 to 30% boost. So all of these examples, they have basically, you know, they have a long form sales page. So a lot of cases, because it's a free plus shipping, a lot of people are just making the pages short and don't you know, make the effort to create the page as it would be a normal sales offer. You know, because it doesn't matter whether you have you know, free plus shipping or you sell $200 product. It doesn't matter. The page needs to be exactly the same in terms of quality.
Sure.
And so that's what he have proved, that, you know, like with all of those pages, you know, that long copy always wins.
Nice.
Email copy, that's more, it's more for, you know, email drops, but it's a separate subject that we can talk about when you get there, because there is a lot to talk about emails.
Yeah, of course.
Lead testing. So, yeah, and this is again, you know, the biggest, a lot of people think when they test a front-end sales page, a lot of people think about, you know, testing headline and so some obvious things. And a lot of people also think that, hey, I have to, you know, I have to change a lot of things in the sales page to make it work, when in reality, it comes down to proven credibility. It comes down to demonstration, you know, and that's it.
Yeah.
And so in this case, for example, like credit secrets for Kelly Felix, like if Justin will work on it, he will basically one of the things that you see on the front end, if you look here, like there is this video and there is the guy that talks on the video, and nobody knows who the fuck that guy is.
Yeah.
But then as it turns out, when you Google that guy is the biggest expert on credit score. Like he have defended himself in U.S. Senate and all those things. Like he's really serious guy, and like nobody knows that, right? And they are not using that on the front page at all.
Right. Yeah.
And so credibility bomb needs to be there. Yeah, the next one was this big one. This is thank you page offers. So a lot of people essentially leave the thank you pages just blank, pretty much like saying, hey, welcome, blah, blah, blah. Nothing happens there. When in reality, you have to design the thank you page as a sales page. And again, Kelly Felix's example is probably the best one. So his thank you page, I will show you right now. So here is welcome page. Congratulations, your order is now complete. Get started right away, blah, blah, blah. And then there is a video. And guess what? This Get My Scores Now button is an affiliate link to this page with credit scores from all three bureaus, basically. Right? It's an affiliate offer. And even when you log into the membership, he has this quiz. And at the end of the quiz, again, he's pitching this shit. Right? He's pitching the affiliate offer. So he's really trying to maximize the revenue, you know, from every bit in the funnel.
Yeah, it's nice.
So essentially, when you design a thank you page, you have to think about what kind of offers you're going to offer, whether they are the same, you know, in the worst case scenario, if you don't have a dynamic system, you will present different offers. If you have dynamic system, you can present still one-click upsells on the thank you page. So people went through the funnel, declined all the upsells, and now they are on the thank you page, you know, and boom. You know, you basically offered them something more.
So when he's talking about re-show them the offers in the funnel with the one click for all of them, I guess tracking and knowing that's going to be quite difficult. You know, to know which offers in the funnel they've already bought and haven't bought to dynamically then create that page.
It's definitely something you don't need to focus on at the beginning.
Yeah.
Right. So in the beginning, the thing that you can do is just display the offers, regardless whether they bought it or not. Right.
Yeah.
Make it very simple, and so present the same offer again on the thank you page, you know, as an opportunity to maximize the average order value. That's it.
Yeah.
But later on, you will become more sophisticated, and actually developing that kind of page is not that difficult.
Okay.
Because in the systems, you can generate a dynamic thank you page, which is customized for a specific customer.
Okay.
And so, you know, it's not difficult to develop once you have a winning system. Once you have a winning offer. The biggest, obviously, mistake that a lot of people make is that they just do this stuff before they have a winning offer.
Yeah, and then you got all that work for something that may not be working. Yeah.
Exactly. So you might be spending tens of thousands of dollars to develop some kind of technology behind it, and it turns out, you know, it's not worth it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, this one definitely. I think you had already on the VSL. So real people is important. So what they are saying is, you can see having a real person in video for a minute or so, and then switch to PowerPoint. So in the beginning, having that connection, developing that connection, the first minute or two is very important.
Yeah.
And then once you have that, you can move to the PowerPoint and maybe switch back time to time. But even that's not necessary. The main thing that they recognize who the fuck is behind that slide, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So people mentally need some face in their minds when they hear the voice, you know?
Yeah.
So that's for VSLs basically.
Cool.
Yeah, this is more sophisticated. So Gundry offer again. You know, they have different people, but this is already big one. This is like in the nitty gritty stuff, like sort of when you already have something working and then you want to squeeze out additional $1 or $2 on the order, then you do this, right?
Yeah.
You definitely don't do it in the beginning because it's so fucking expensive and takes a lot of time.
Yeah, of course.
As seen on logos, that's kind of obvious, but it really works. So getting published on kind of all those sites, you know, it's good.
Yep.
And then security symbols on all pages. And basically what they talked about, that Norton is essentially a must on all pages.
Okay.
So that's the biggest sort of from all of these sort of, you don't like, if you look at Kelly Felix stuff, he has these three things, like McAfee, Norton, and Hacker Safe, and that's pretty much all you need.
Okay.
You know, and Better Business Bureau is very important for 40 plus audience. So I guess that one you can use as well.
Yeah. Okay.
But as you can see, the Norton is the most important, and it's very simple to get one. It's just expensive.
Yeah.
You know, I think it was like, I don't know, 500 per year or something. I don't remember. So above default, boost conversions. So security symbols, not just at the bottom, but if we go back to the Patriot Power Greens, I think they didn't have it, but there is somewhere. So you what do you want to do? Essentially, you want to, where you see this right now, where you see the phone number, you definitely want to put the phone number there, but you also want to put the security badges there in the header.
Right.
You know, so right there, on the top of the page, so people, when they land it, they see, okay, this is secure. This is, you know, I can do this or that and stuff like that.
Okay, cool.
So these are basically all the key conversion sort of beaters. You know, so implementing a couple of these, and I think, you know, I would go for 5 or 6 from these. It's a game changer. You know. I know that a lot of people were like, wow, you know, I can go home right now. like they literally, like, you know, half an hour later after we went through this, like we went through this for I don't know, 2 hours or something, you know, and, you know, after that people said, hey, I already have my money back, you know.
Very cool.
Because obviously one trick is like, if they get dollar increase, you know, like per order, and you have like 500 orders per day, you know, you make $500 per day, you know, and that's it.
Yeah, definitely.
That's as simple as that. So that's how powerful this stuff is.
Nice. Very nice. Well, thank you for that, Peter. That's fantastic.
Yeah, no, and I think, you know, what's most important, I think, you know, I'll be happy to work with you on this one, you know, in terms of helping you really to optimize it, and at the same time help you to focus instead of, you know, getting ton of knowledge, which, like, as I said, like dynamic thank you pages, you can dive into them, but you will, like, it will take lifetime to get it done, you know?
Of course, that's not the relevant thing right now. You go for the quick, easy wins, get them up and running, get the revenue coming in, and then worry about that later.
Exactly. So that's why I kind of, you know, I looked at all the materials and I thought, right, this is the best thing to start for you. Once you have the offer up, we can go deep, and then we can look at, for example, okay, how can we improve this, for example, you know, front-end offer, or how can we improve this OTO offer?
Yeah, no, that's really appreciated. I had a chat with Matt Harmon yesterday about getting started on this.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Matt is very, very awesome guy.
Yeah. I mean, and plus they've got a 1 million person pixeled buyers audience in the weight loss niche already, plus about 1,000 Facebook accounts. So the factor that's always kind of held me back with them was just the cost, because with their fee and what they were talking about, you know, running $300 of traffic.
They charge like 5,000, right?
$5,000 a month, plus they wanted to spend $300 a day on traffic. And just right now, because I had too much money invested in crypto, that's always been holding me back. Every time I get close to being able to afford them, it's like something else comes up and I've got to pay something else. So what I was thinking of doing, I've talked to my ClickBank rep, and she's going to put me in touch with a couple of Premier JVs to do some testing with some warm traffic. But what I'm also thinking about doing is putting together, because what they were saying as well, and interestingly, Justin Goff has said that once we get some stats on this, he might be interested in becoming an investor or partner in the brand, which would be insanely cool. But what Matt and Nick, his partner, were saying is, listen, you're about 80%, there now. Be very careful about bringing on an investor and having to give up more equity, because
no, you don't. You definitely don't need to do that.
Yeah.
What do you need to do instead is you need to, once you have the funnel in place, like this is my thing. Like what I'm doing right now, and I have not talked to Matt since I returned, but I have my list. Like I'll be in touch with everyone from the conference, and so what I will do is exactly the same. Like I'm pretty, like if he will want to take me, I will be working with him, because like I saw him, I met him, I talked to him, like I shared the story, we shared both stories, and I also met with his with Jesse Elder.
Yeah, I know Jesse. He's very
Jesse's he's awesome guy, really awesome guy.
Yeah.
Very calm, and I like we connected really well with him, and so I want to work with those kind of people. So what I'm doing right now is just I'm like getting, like this week literally, and next week I have to finish some shit that I was basically behind while I was traveling. Like I couldn't get them finished while I was traveling, so I'll finish that, and then I will dial in the funnel on the basic level. So I can literally make the money, and then I would just hire, guys to scale it up.
Sure.
Because like there is no like you don't need a partner for this, because once you get the funnel working, it's just a cash cow. Like the other guy I was talking to, I forgot his name. I think it was Jeremy. Let me check. He's a fitness guy as well. I think he has a website called Get Lean in 12 or something like that.
Okay.
Let me check real quick. I will check it for you. Very cool guy. We connected kind of on the last day. So his name was, let me see. Just 1 second.
Sure.
Just 1 second. Sean Hadsall.
Okay.
And so Sean Hadsall, he is Get Lean in 12. He actually have a verified page, which is cool. Get Lean in 12 fitness, but he has some kind of offer that he's running right now. Let me just find that offer. Just one moment.
Sure.
1 second. I'm just looking for.
Sure.
And he has an incredibly good front-end copy. Really, really good.
Nice.
Okay, so it's over 40 absolution.com.
Over 40 abs.
Absolution.com.
Okay, cool.
I don't know if it's on. Let me see. Actually, that's his front page. So you have to go to /special, I believe. /special, and then over 40 HRD-19-17.php. It's a kind of complex
Sorry, say that again.
URL. So you go to over 40 absolution.com /special / over 40 HRD-19-17.php.
Okay. Cool.
And it's a fucking amazing copy. It's really, really good copy. Yeah, I think it's probably the best from all of those. I think it was, yeah.
Nice. Can you just to make sure I've got that properly, can you just drop that in the chat and I'll just copy and paste it just to make sure that I don't go to this?
Yeah, I have this on another computer. I can't actually.
Okay. No, I think I got it, so we're good.
Yeah. And so that front end is really good. And this guy, he said to me he has like 80,000 subscriber email list. And he wants to get to million within the next 12 months.
Wow.
And it's amazing. Like the magnitude these guys are operating is fascinating to me, you know. Like it's really opened my eyes. Like I'm not like I'm thinking big all the time, but actually not that big. You know, I'm kind of in my bubble. And this event got me out of it. You know, it waked me up, you know, and said, hey, you know, you can't continue the way you have done things. You have to do it differently. And that differently means you have to approach the business differently.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not just, okay, you know, today I'm going to think differently.
Yeah.
It's not about that. It's really about understanding what moves the needle in the business, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I think that was the thing that really was encouraging for me after spending so much time on this and having to redo sales pages with bad copy guys that were supposed to be excellent and, you know, build their CRM 3 times, was that when Matt and his partner looked at it, they said, yeah, we get this dialed in. This is an 8-figure business. So they're quite keen to get this started as well. So they're going to actually help me run a little bit less traffic per day, but just to get started and get rolling. So yeah, I'm quite excited.
Yeah. So what do you have some kind of front end free plus shipping offer or something else?
No, right now
or you have
it's a VSL straight sale to a $27 product. But then there's an extensive upsell sequence. There's a $97 accelerator package. There's various permutations of 4 supplements in 1 to 4 month supply, 6 month supply continuity, and there's also a coaching continuity offer in the funnel as well. So I can drop all the URLs down and send them in an email to you.
Yeah, you can also, if you want to, I can take a look at them if you want to. I can give you the screen, you can share with me, and I'll tell you immediately what you can do.
Okay, yeah, sure.
So let me give you the screen. Presenter, all right. So you should be able to now switch the screen.
Okay, let me know when you can see the screen.
Not yet.
Okay. Screen sharing, screen. Okay, it seems to think it's sharing my screen. Not yet?
No.
Interesting. It says on air showing the screen. So stop. Yeah, it definitely seems to think it's sharing it. Let's go to webinar. Let's see if we can pause and stop.
No, I actually don't. Yeah, maybe try again.
Let's see.
Oh, sorry. I think it took over my. So now I switched to you, and now you should be able to share.
Okay.
There is a button on the side.
Got it now. It should kick in now. It showed me a little preview of my screen, and then said it's sharing it.
So right now I don't see it yet.
It's very strange. Because here it's showing a green button saying sharing your screen, and the option is to stop sharing your screen.
Yeah, but there should be a drop down with selection of which screen you want to show.
Yeah, and I chose it and I said share, and then it went back to the GoToWebinar.
Huh.
That's weird.
But do you see do you see it the same on your side as well? Do you see the screen on the top of the
audience view? That's weird. Applications screen. Yeah, when I select it, it's showing my screen, and then I say share it, but it doesn't seem to be going through. And there we go. It now shows that as the audience view. So you should hopefully see that in a second. In the GoToWebinar,
it says wait.
Preview panel, it's now showing the screen of what I'm sharing.
All right. What I see, I don't see it.
Well, how about I'll just drop you the URL, and then you can open it up on your end, and then we don't have to.
Yeah. Okay. Let's try it.
All right, so back to seeing your screen again.
Yep. Did you send me something?
Yeah, in the chat, I sent the URL.
I don't see it.
I'm wondering if this is opened up a separate. It's weird. I don't know if it's opened up like a second GoToMeeting control box or panel or something. It's weird. No, because I'm.
This conference will now be recorded.
What?
Do you see?
Hang on, I'm moving twice, I think. And I've got echo. Let me just close that window down.
This conference is no longer being recorded.
Right, okay. So, can you still hear me?
Yeah, I'm listening.
All right, cool. I think I had a second window open for whatever reason, so let me just turn this again. Okay, did that come through?
Yeah, so I see now.
Okay, cool. So we have.
All right, so now we are opening.
We have 3 versions of the copy so far. I've kind of got a VSL minimum version plus a hybrid long form version, and one of the feedbacks that I got from Bond Halbert and somebody else at a big copywriting event in Vegas was that they thought it still needed a little bit of oomph. So I got another version that a copywriter just finished this week, which is really, really good. And that's just being vetted by Facebook this week to give me the go ahead that it's not breaking any of their terms of service, and then we record the final version next week.
Right. Yeah. So. Yeah, so you have to, yeah, obviously for Facebook, you won't be able to do those plain nice pages, but you have to create a version of those pages, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have to create a version where, also here, I wouldn't do underscores. I don't know who is setting up this for you.
Mm-hmm.
You see in the URL, you have the underscores.
Uh-huh.
That's a big no because it can fuck up the whole thing. Like, you know, someone will click it wrongly
Mm-hmm.
and or type in somehow,
Mm-hmm.
and it will break stuff. You know.
Okay.
In terms of like, I would try this setting up the sales page in the more like, this is good probably for Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
But this is not like, the sales page needs to be like what we talked about, you know, in a plain red and black sort of old style sales page.
Yeah.
For the you know, for the bigger traffic.
Mm-hmm. That's what I meant to ask
Not
before we
for-
go any further. Were guys talking about where the majority of their health traffic was coming from? Was it mail drops or Facebook, or where they were scaling?
Mail drops. No, they are doing a lot of Facebook as well, but for Facebook, they are really, yeah, every single page gets approved, and like it needs to be really like dialed down. It can't be like this hard, you know.
Yeah, I found that out the hard
This
way.
hard copy.
Yeah, Schloss was running my stuff, and he got me my ad account banned in the first month.
Yeah, no, it's you know, I have a couple of them banned because you actually don't know, you know, you don't know what's going to, you know, what's going to happen. You know, you don't know.
Yeah.
They don't tell you. So yeah, this is definitely something I would improve immediately. Like, I think this, I think if you run a page like this, if I'm not mistaken, most of you can try actually to run directly to the kind of the order page, where the order form is just besides this this video, instead of making this pop-up.
Okay.
Because this pop-up is not, it doesn't have a continuity. Like, I don't know what's going to happen in step 1, maybe it's step 50. So I don't know how many steps there are. I don't know anything. So this, while you think you can kind of collect, you know, the name and the email this way, while it seems a great idea, it's actually going to kill a lot of conversions. So what you want instead is like, either present the order button here, or take them to the proper order screen. Also, what Justin was saying, and there were two opinions. Like, Justin was saying that a single step order form performs better than multi-step. However, the guy that I was sitting besides the 24 million per year guy, he actually runs, he displays the order form just below the video. And in the first step, he collects what you try to collect it here, but it collects it right here on the page.
Yeah, so make it like
and the
two-step,
like a shipping information or something right there. Like on the first step, you kind of collect the shipping information and stuff like that. And then on the second step, you know, you collect the credit card information.
Yeah.
And the reason why you do this, the reason why you do that is because obviously you collect the email, and then you can, you know, retarget them, whatever.
Cart abandon and all that stuff. That's the reason we were doing that with a two-step, just so we have, you know, cart abandon sequence.
Yep, exactly. So yeah, that's one of the things I would do right away. I'm not sure about this thing as well. Like, this is kind of out of the context to me, like this whole thing. It needs to be either like this seems to me like a blog post. Like, I want to click on these titles, you know.
Okay. Yeah, this was something that Andy Jenkins and Mike Filsaime showed me, that when they had that underneath the VSLs, like a summary of what they're going to fine. They found that was boosting conversion, but yeah, so far we haven't tested that.
Yeah, so I think I think you have, if here the proper sales page, you have it here, so you actually don't need this part.
Yeah. Okay.
I would just take it out, and I would just not display this offer immediately as well, like this screen immediately as well, like the frequently asked questions. One of the things that I can show you where it was. I think it was in the credit secrets. Let me check. Let me check. Just one moment. No, it was somewhere else. I think it was, let me open the keynote. Just 1 second. Yeah, it was actually on Kelly Felix offer. I will just show you how it looks like. So if I switch now to Keynote, you see this, the frequently asked questions, like it's like accordion. When you click on it, it opens the questions. So I think this is what you can implement on your page as well. Instead of having them open right away, and you can nail them down like that.
Nice.
And it's not difficult actually to make it happen.
For sure.
And then you can remove this this offer right here, not to display it that way. If you have either the order form, the fill out form or something either besides here or underneath it, and I will actually find you the sample for that. Just one moment.
Sure. Yeah, the way that I kind of set this page up was similar to the Venus Factor guys had one called yogaburn.net. So I just, for a starting point, just kind of mimicked the layout of their page because I know they've been doing very well with that, with media buys.
Yeah. No, I have not, I'm not against that at all.
No, I'm open to testing anything. Obviously, it's the starting point. So any ideas and inputs are great.
Just 1 second. Yeah, apparently they use, they also use actually that part. I think this needs to be formatted better, because those title underlines, they don't blend with the images, and you kind of want to click on them, So if you can put them as maybe the same, like remove this underline and put them like maybe a bold text or something just above this and make the image to fit it, it would be much better.
So yeah, maybe just put it in black and bold rather than purple.
Yes, yes, and remove this line here. So it's like a bold above it, and the images are a little bit bigger. You know, because as I said, like I want to click on this. Like, just make me want to click. You know.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And yeah, but you know, it's like what you can say right now is like, okay, I would improve the frequently asked questions. I would add security badges on the page. I would remove this pop-up, and instead I would display, you know, some kind of let me see, some kind of order page type of thing, because pop-up is not, it doesn't seem to be you know, converting.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. What I think I'll do is I'll look at Kelly's stuff, and also a lot of Brunson's book offers all seem to have that kind of layout where they have the form on the page immediately to enter the first step details. So I'll have a look at that and talk to my guy about knocking one of those up.
Yeah, because like this form needs to be like, think about this. This is where they trust the private information. So this form needs to be optimized like hell. You know, it needs to be like, if you look back right here, you know, we look here at the top, like this is obviously the order form, but where was it? Yeah, like this one is like, you know, this is for free stuff, similar to that, but something where you can display the security badges. And I will dig it up. I will dig it up for you.
Okay, fantastic.
But yeah, some kind of where people, you know, people can trust, because right now I wouldn't trust this pop-up. It doesn't make sense. The step one, this logo here, no security, no explanation why you are asking this information. Order now doesn't fit, because I mean, how you can order if you don't have like payment information or anything? Like, it's not logical. So this is a big no-no. This needs to be improved immediately before you even start to drive traffic.
Yeah, that was definitely, I think it said go to step 2, so why it's still saying order now, that's a mistake. I need to get my coder to fix that. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. So this form really just look at something where, how can you display, if it's add to cart on, and the second thing is, if it's for a limited time, get access to the goddess method for just $27. So now I'm ready to order, and I'm faced with this one. It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, add to cart means I'm adding to the cart, so I'm going to the cart. And if you say, for example, buy now or get this now, and then you present the steps, then this needs to be improved right away.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then what do you have here? You have here probably the same thing, right?
Yeah, I will do the same stuff on everyone.
Yeah, so the same thing. And so then, I would improve that, and pretty much then if Facebook approves, I would just drive traffic and see what's going on here. You know, I would install the Hotjar or something, or something like that. And and I think, you know, Giselle can actually stand here and record it.
Yes.
And also, you definitely want to remove the title here. You know, February, whatever it is, like, or April.
Yeah, this
like
is,
you want to remove the title or make the title better, and all of these needs to be removed as well.
Yeah, these things are new. I never used to do that, so I think Facebook has made some changes, because I noticed when you pause the video now, it now gives you something at the bottom saying more videos. It's like none of that was there before, so I need to get my coder to double check and take off all these new options.
Yeah, I would highly recommend to use Vista or Vimeo, just so you can actually track and see how much people are looking at this video, because YouTube analytics on other pages are kind of not good enough.
Yeah. Okay.
as far as I know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe people know it better, but I don't know. Like I'm using Vistia for everything when it comes to sales, and until you are driving like millions of people to the page, you don't want, like, you can put this on on Vistia or on Vimeo. It's $100 per month or something. And you optimize the video, make sure it's small in terms of gigabytes, in terms of megabytes.
Yeah.
So it's not like 2 gigabyte file or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Because then every single time when someone will load that, it will count as gigabytes because,
Yeah.
so you want to make it like 50, megabytes or something like that. And then on Vistia, you will be able to see actually how much people watch.
Yeah.
How far they get, and where they come from, what kind of, there's a lot of analytics on Vistia that you can get.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I can show you inside, like on Vistia. If I go inside right now, I can see stats on all my videos. I can identify some of the audiences.
Oh, okay.
I can view stream, for example, and I can select any video I want. And I can see the stream for any video I want. Just let it load. Yeah, so I can see, for example, how far, you see the early bird offer for my sales page. So today someone watched this early bird offer. They got 64%. You see, you can see exactly what's happening.
Yeah, nice.
Like nobody's watching here. You see these people, they landed the page, but they didn't watch it. And only a couple of people watch it.
Okay.
Like this is not active. This is not an active offer. That's why, like, these are just follow-ups for those who didn't buy, and so it doesn't really make a difference. But essentially, you can click on that and get even more in depth. Like you can see where they were watching.
Okay. Yeah, nice.
What kind of IP address is mobile, iPhone. Like
yeah, that's useful.
Pretty sophisticated information.
For sure.
So you won't be able to see that on YouTube.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I think, I'd always planned on going over there. This was just mostly a budgetary thing, to not have any additional costs while we just get started.
Got it. Yeah, no worries. So I think get this first thing going, and then we can hop on the call, and I can help you out.
That would be fantastic, and thank you so much for taking the time to walk me through this, Peter. It's really appreciated.
No, absolutely, man. I'm really, as I said, I'm interested to help you to get this to the level you want. Like in terms of what I learned, it's, as I said, it's just not about it's so little about the actual information as it's more about the particular offer at the time.
Yeah.
So it's like you can learn all that stuff, like read about it and all of that, and it doesn't make sense. Like it doesn't mean anything. Like you already do a lot of good things because you already know that the best way to do this is to copy, and or emulate some of the offers that are effective out there, right? Yeah. But at the same time, those little tricks that I shared with you today, they can add money to your bottom line immediately.
Yeah. Oh.
There is a difference in OTOs and all of that, which will change immediately. And then once you have the data, then we will look at, okay, this page converts 10%. How do we get it to 20%?
Yeah.
And that's where the real magic is going to happen.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And I think with having Matt and his guys, driving really good traffic, and their experience is going to be very helpful, because you're not wondering then, is it the traffic that you're targeting wrong? At least we know that's right. And then we can just concentrate on the conversions and the sales rather than worrying, what part of it isn't working.
Absolutely. No, I think Matt took ton of notes, and I think he will apply the same methodology when he will work with the client offers. Like he will like this is a really good stuff for you, because me and him, so you'll have a nice sort of like a mastermind group on its own.
Yes.
To discuss your offer in depth, and you can get basically piggyback on both of our opinions because we were there, we learned the same shit. And at the same time, you know, we might have different perspectives at a time based on the data.
For sure, yeah. But I've also just I've dropped in the supplement page. If you later on, if you want to have a look at that, and then when we get to the ecom stage, you know, we can figure out all the best stuff to do with that, because I think the supplements are looking pretty good and quite strong.
Yeah, and then, so the front end offer is the information, right?
Front end offer is all digital information. Then there's an accelerator package, which again is further videos, further digital information, and then it goes into the supplements. Matt thought.
Do you have the page? Do you have the page that I see after I enter information here?
The order form page. If you just enter any information into that, you're just going onto the order form page. Right now, I don't know what the URL is. I'd optimize some of the order form page based on, you know, some of the videos that Justin has shared about moving things around and having it higher up the page.
Yeah. Yeah, this needs to be improved definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think you know, having, first of all, the security stuff needs to be at the top.
Yeah.
You need to have a product sort of image that makes it look prominent. You know, phone number is good, privacy is good. These badges, as I said, you know, you put them here at the top. You put the phone number prominently at the top. You put the logo at the top so people see that they actually are in the same thing.
Yeah.
And then same as billing. Okay, this shipping details. I think you need the step number 2 to be step number 3 to be the shipping details, and then ask, is it the same? Is it the billing information the same as shipping? So other way around. And it actually needs to be hidden. So the checkbox needs to be here, and it needs to be hidden because in most cases people have the same address.
Yes.
So you are actually asking them to now type in twice the same address.
Sure.
So this order form immediately will drop the conversions. Like, think about this. Like, look at this Justin's page or Power Green stuff. Look at how simple it is. First name, last name, email, phone, billing address, city. Okay, this is a billing address. So they basically, my shipping address is different. You see how they phrase it? My shipping address is different. But you can actually have, you can have a billing address and then, you know, have this small checkbox somewhere there, you know.
So
it's so.
When you were saying the reason I got billing address first is because the front end product is digital. So if they're getting asked for shipping details, it makes them think they're getting shipped, you know, a physical product.
Okay, so in that case, you have to get rid of this completely.
Yeah. Well, no, I wouldn't say completely, because if they're buying supplements later in the funnel, I need to be getting the shipping details.
But that's later. But yeah, that's later. You know,
that's one-click upsells. So I need to gather the shipping details, just in case there is a difference.
All right. So here is something you have to think about then. Right away, you have to think about, and this is actually what you can improve immediately, and this is a big stuff for you. Your digital product needs to be physical as well.
Yeah, I'm planning on that. Yeah,
that's not difficult to make. No. There are a bunch of fulfillment houses that can do it. So instead of, like, you can actually and this is interesting for split testing. You can split test actually the selling physical as the main and digital as a bump, versus digital as the main and physical as a bump, right? Yeah. And so that needs to be you know, like, you can start with that, but then you probably would ask them for billing details, assuming that it's the same as the shipping. Yeah. Right, and it's not. That's why it's not. That's why people before the supplements. That's why they are selling like physical and digital. I assume. For that reason.
Okay.
And you definitely don't want you definitely don't want to have two steps here.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's what I want to mention. Like two steps. Like if it's shipping information or billing details, it's fine. And then you can have a checkbox that says is there shipping yeah, it's different.
Yeah. Okay.
So that way. And then payment information, I think there's too much of the details here. So instead you would have this is not needed. Totally don't need it. Like instead you would just make it simple. Like here's the order form and then shipping options. You like in this case, like why would you actually talk about shipping if it's a digital product at all? Like it doesn't matter what you have later in the funnel because right now this is about optimizing the front end.
Sure. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And that's why stocking the supplements behind the digital product is kind of tricky.
Yeah.
So so you have to think about that. I think you have to remove this step completely about the shipping information. And just go with the front-end orders and then see if the OTOs are failing due to the missing shipping information or missing something like that.
Okay, that makes sense.
Because I think one-click upsell, that's obviously what you want to do, the one-click upsell. But at the same time, you definitely want to have a simpler form.
Yeah.
Definitely have a simpler form. Phone at the top, security badges at the top, logo at the top, nice prominent image with bullets, what they are getting, right? And payment information, the shipping thing completely removed, card information, all of that, great. Yeah.
Okay.
And you can, if they buy OTO, you can ask them afterwards to confirm the shipping,
Well,
details or something like that.
Thinking about this now, it's actually is relevant because I include the shipping in the price of the product, the supplements anyway, and there isn't different options on shipping. This was originally I was with ship offers. I had to change suppliers with somebody else, so the shipping, the box about the shipping information and international and speeds is irrelevant.
Right. So I think this page needs to be definitely improved. Like it needs to be simpler, much simpler. There is too much text in this on this page. Like the VSL, I don't know how long it is. But let's see, 9 minutes, so it's fine. Yeah. It's 9 minutes, so it's fine. I think you have to pick one offer here.
Okay, because the supplement pages I've got, it goes in a sequence. It offers a 1, 2, or 4 month supply, then a 6 month bump, and then if they don't take that, then it also offers some monthly continuity. But the way this was structured was working with both Ed, what's his name? Ed somebody or other who does all the supplement stuff, and Chad Hamza, and they're big supplement guys. So this was kind of, so far the way it was structured was what they've been doing, and it was working well.
Yeah, you see the form you have in the different side, so this is not good as well.
Well, this is only going to be later if they've not gone through this in the funnel. If they go through it in the funnel, it's just a one-click upsell. You're seeing that order form because this is later on if we take them back and reoffer stuff to them. And I haven't
Okay,
optimized
so in
those
that
forms yet, the checkout forms.
okay, in that case, these boxes are presented in the wrong way. They need to be one box in the place, not the two boxes side by side, because what you are showing them right now is to compare one with the other. That's how that's how they will view this. You know, they are not going to view it as a bundle. They are going to view it as one, like lean versus vitality, you know, and you don't want them to look at that. So you have to have these boxes in a horizontal way. So you have like, this is what you get in the bundle, you know.
Okay.
First you get this pill, you get that pill and that pill, and then you have the nice summary here at the bottom, like the value of all of that, what they are getting in the bundles. And then you have the, you know, maximum, premium, plus. I think you have to give them the different name, or like I will find the order form and I'll show you exactly how this order form needs to be shown.
Okay.
There was an excellent example of the order form that will look better, but definitely not like you want to have a nice clean page with no sort of these background type things, because they are breaking the flow of reading, you know. You want to test it initially. You want to have just the VSL.
Yeah.
You want to have the warning sign that says, hey, your order is not finished, like what you saw here in the keynote that I showed you. Here, stop, do not close this page, your order may not yet be completed, please customize your order, do not hit the back button, blah blah blah. And then you have the VSL.
Yeah.
And under the VSL you have you may choose to, you know, either you show them this whole thing or you just show them what they are getting, you know, the stuff that they are getting.
Okay.
And you might display that in a particular spot on the video, you know, so they watch the video and then they see the particular spot. And I have actually I will find the page which is really good, which you can emulate on this one.
Great.
Yeah, that page was pretty awesome. Yeah, so just one moment. Yeah, so what do you want to do? You want you want to display not the not the monthly supplies here so prominently, but you want to say how many bottles they are getting. So you know how many packages they are getting and what would be the standard price and how much they are saving. Like yeah, it's just pretty just one moment. I'm thinking how to. I don't like. There's a lot of things that the page that I'm looking at right now on different computer. There's a lot of things that this page needs to be improved, and I bet they are going to improve it after they went home. So that's why it's not like 100% something you want to emulate. But at the same time, you want to put the maximum, basically the best deal in the middle. The 1 monthly supply on the left and 2 monthly supplies on the right. You want to definitely give the name like the most popular in the middle, or the biggest, or you want to say the biggest saving in the middle, then most popular on the right, which is a 2-month supply, and then the basic on the left, which is the one bottle or something, or 1 month supply, right?
Yeah.
And then instead of putting like 4-month supply, 2-month supply, 1 month supply, you would say, for example, 6 bottles, 4 bottles, or 1 bottle, for example. I don't know, like 4 packages, 6 packages, 7 packages, whatever, and then below the image, you would explain with the text what it is, like, a 30-day supply or something like that,
Right. Okay.
And now, in terms of savings, where do you? Here's the general rule, and this is something I suggested to those guys as well, and they pretty much appreciated that. Your saving needs to be bigger than what they pay now. Do you follow me?
Yeah.
Like, if I look right now, 254, I save $57, and it's one-time payment of $197. Doesn't sound like a great deal, right? Where, for example, on these guys, I look at their page and they have total price 260. You save $322, 55%, right? So you have to standard pricing needs to be higher appropriately, so the saving is bigger.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, your 1 month supply is going to be more expensive, so your savings on the 2 and the 4 are bigger.
Or the prices are lower here. Yeah, whatever it is, whatever that works.
Okay. Cool.
Right. So your idea is that you save more than you pay now today, and it's a psychology trigger, because what they will look at, people will think, wow, I'm saving more than I'm paying now.
Yeah, that's big.
And that's just the psychology, pure psychology, pure NLP, basically.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. Excellent.
So even if you would improve the order form, remove the text, put the wording on the top, Vistia video in the middle, it's already a good page. And I think these things needs to be presented. You would say, instead of activate, accelerate, amplify your afterglow effect, I would say your afterglow bundle or something like that, to activate, accelerate, and amplify yourself, or whatever the shit it is, like, you want to name it as a bundle, so they understand that this is a bundle, and in the bundle you get to lean yourself, to improve vitality, or whatever it is, harmony, what else, clarity, to get, and basically you have to figure out what is more important. Like, probably I would put clarity first, like clarity, or get lean.
I'm going to say, weight loss offer, probably lean is the biggest.
Yeah, but you have to figure out the sequence. And also, what I think is important to think about here is, maybe you don't have to, like, here's a great example. I bought from the first form, which I mentioned the company, I bought this microfiber. Microfiber is basically set of vitamins. You take like 5 pills or 7 pills per day, which basically combines all the vitamins you need for an entire day, right? So, for me personally, having all of these bottles confuses the heck out of me. Like, I'm obviously not in the target audience, but if I would think from an older person's perspective, I would just steer away from this. Instead, what I would like to see is one big bottle which has all the things, like which has the packets in it with, all the shit that needs to be there. Like, it doesn't matter. Think this way. It doesn't matter what you ship afterwards, right? It doesn't matter. Like, you can ship 5 bottles to them. And later on, when you run out of supplies, you can reorder them and figure out maybe you have to repackage them better, choose a better packaging where you have all of them together or something like that, but the idea is that you want to make upsell very clear with one specific thing. This is why this is super essential for you to buy, and this is what's going to what you are going to improve with it. Because what people are looking at right now, what people want here right now is instant improvement, instant gratification. And looking at 5 different bottles is fucking confusing.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah.
It doesn't help me understand, I would think, like, for a lot of, why would I need these 5 bottles and then I have an ebook here even more? Like, it's just like, come on, man, it's just too much to me.
Right.
Instead, what I want to see one bundle with all the shit together. So this magic pill, I take this magic pill, or you can name it however you want. It's one magic pill, or or set of pills, or whatever the package it is. And like, let me show you this. Now log in here, firstform.com, and I will show you what I'm talking about. Like, don't worry, it's because I'm logging from Latvia, it asks me this security shit. But I will show you, like, for example, this microfactor, this is what I bought, right? And this microfactor, if you look inside, how to use it, ingredients, they had somewhere the picture. Yeah, here they have the video, and in that video, you see this little box here? There are a bunch of different pills, right?
Right, okay.
And so instead of them giving me, like, okay, you have seven bottles, in each bottle you have different pill, instead of that, you are actually getting just one setup. Like, this is what you have to take daily. And so I don't have to think about it,
Yeah, that makes sense.
So it's I think it will be so much more effective for you. And this company is selling like 200 million per year now.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So this, you can sell different bottles on the e-commerce side, and I can help you with that later on. But when it comes to the upsell, you want to be very crystal clear. Okay, this is the thing that I'm selling. Like, this is the thing that's going to help you to do X, Y, Z. Get better, leaner yourself. Like, this is the bundle. And then you have an easier way to frame the order form as well.
Yeah.
Like, right now you have 4 bottles in a single, basically, bundle. And then you have just one big bottle, which you present like, okay, this is the magic, goddess magic, for example, or something like that,
Okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Thank you.
So it's just pure copy here. It's nothing to do with actually developing a different product or anything like that. It's just a copy.
Yeah, great.
Like, how you present it, that's it. And when you ship it, you can ship it separately, and you can include the instructions to them that, hey, take 1 pill from each of the bottles, and whatever the set it is, that's it.
Yeah. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Thank you.
Yeah. All right, man. I think you have a ton of work to do.
Yeah, I definitely got enough. I've dropped the link for the first upsell in there. I know you're short on time. I've got to run off to a meeting as well now, but I'd be very interested at some point just to hear your thoughts on that first upsell, because obviously that's the one that's the most important, and that's the one that Matt thought is going to be the best fit to the front end.
So what it is? What is
this? Basically is we found out we had too much on the front end of the product. So this is it's called the accelerator package. It's got advanced, more difficult, more complete workout videos. It's got more nutrition stuff. It's got a whole bunch of other guides and information on the pain points that the women have. So yeah, it's basically kind of an extension of the front end with more digital assets.
Yeah, I would say exactly the same thing. So first of all, in the top, you would have the better information that, hey, this is, you still need to be on this page, don't close it, blah, 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 all that stuff. And then make the page cleaner. Make the page cleaner. Just remove those different backgrounds and stuff, because it's just very, like, if you are really selling to the baby boomers, they don't appreciate those things. They don't understand. It confuses them. Like, they want to read through and understand. And then platinum accelerated phase and titanium accelerated phase, years younger, huge discount. And sign the program. Where is the introduction with the program? I don't see that.
What do you mean by
accelerated program? I'll show you how I can exactly build Torch, build Skyrocket. I would drop the name method from this.
Okay.
The Goddess Accelerated program.
Yeah.
Sounds better.
Okay. Yeah.
And then you can compare it better as well. And here you would have, instead of this lady, you would have actually the image of the program, because as far as I understand, this is where you introduce the program, or is it up there? Because like this page doesn't have a clear, here's how it works, nutrition, listen, real results, blah, blah, blah. Boom, 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 all is good. Once you get the accelerated program, there's no introduction before this ordered button.
Right, okay.
And this definitely don't need to be in the middle of the page. If you have a continuum in the page, you don't want to have a no thank you link in the middle of the page.
Right, okay.
So yeah, more clear at the top. And I would split test in the start. I would just do VSL.
Yeah.
Just do VSL and that's all. And then offer at the bottom. And definitely no thank you link under each of the buttons.
Yeah.
That's just the wrong way to do it.
So you only need the no thanks at the bottom link.
Just at the bottom.
Okay.
And my personal preference, and this is what I suggested to those guys as well, is to remove all this extra text and just put the text and under the tag, like put no thank you. And once they click the no thank you, you display the pop-up that I showed you.
Yeah.
This thing.
Yeah.
It's easy to implement. It's not difficult to implement. It's easy to implement.
Okay.
So it's just it's just going to increase the conversions right out the bat.
Yeah. Okay. Fantastic.
But generally the offer needs to be very clear what they are getting. Is it digital? Is it membership?
Yeah.
How many?
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Fantastic. Thank you very much, Peter. I'm going to have to run off and go to this meeting downtown now. But yeah, thank you so much for the time to go through this. I really appreciate it. We seem to have lost the voice. Can you hear me? Hello. Can you hear me? Hello? Connecting to audio. Can you hear me, Peter? Hello, hello. Can you hear me? Hey, Peter. Can you hear me? That's not ideal. Mute yourself. Unmute yourself. Hello, hello. Can you hear me, Peter? Hello? Hello? Anybody there? Oh, God, I love you.